Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Mike with smartoptiontrade.com. It's Tuesday, the 14th of September. This is our daily recap. Putting this out there for free tonight. If you want to learn more about us, link is in the description. When you look at the S&P 500, you can see this very well-defined downtrend here on the 5-minute chart. And, today was nothing easy about it. We had this big pop up on the markets on the CPI number that was better than expected, meaning it was less than expected, so less inflationary. And the one thing I always talk to people, the members here is, drill in their head, give the gap up, wait, see what happens. And if you waited today, it would have kept you from chasing longs. And the first 5-minute candle was down, then we rolled over, we came up, failed in the area of VWAP, created a H cell pattern. Here we are rolling over into the lows of the day. When you look what's going on here on the daily chart, you can see here volume, nothing special, right? With a half hour or so to go, we're at 56 million shares. We're going to finish somewhere up around 70, 75. No big selling volume. But you can see here we've rolled over and we failed today right into the 8-day, which is curled down. So we're under the 8 and under the 21-day for the third day in a row. This is not good. The 50-day is real close. The 50-day is sitting in here right now at 441.94 and a 3% pullback in the markets at 440.42. Why is this all important? Well, if you come back here and you go back to November, right here, the pre-election with the first pop up where this new run started, we have held the 50-day every time. Here, very sloppily here, 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 here. This time we didn't even get to it. And here we are. We also tend to have this price action for OPEX, for the monthly OPEX, which, by the way, is this week. So my hope today and tonight is they trounce this market overnight and we get a nice red open somewhere down under the 50-day, and then we see what this market wants to do. Do they come back for it like they have and they buy everything back and it's a buy the dips moment? Or do they finally give us the sell-off we've all been waiting for and looking for, and they bring us down under the 50-day and maybe give us a 5% pullback, or God forbid, a 10% correction? Historically tough month is September, right? The other thing to be aware of is the old adage, sell Rosh Hashanah, buy Yom Kippur. Yom Kippur starts at sundown tomorrow. So typically that's a buy signal, at least for a day or two. So we'll see what the market wants to do tomorrow. I'm hoping for some weakness. If you look what else is going on, the QQQs here, very, very similar. Below the 21-day, but acting stronger. The IWM, nasty candle today, right? Couldn't quite get back to the top of the range, sold off, and you had a wicked candle today heading back down. The VIX, though, it's not even to yesterday's high. We're lower below yesterday's low, and the VIX is doing absolutely nothing here. HYG, we look at this for high yield corporate junk bonds, is holding in just fine. This tends to sell off before the markets go. It's holding in okay. If you want a big red flag, you can look at the transports. Very, very weak here under the 200-day. What else is going on? Energy dumps fill after yesterday's nice candle. You have a ugly engulfing candle. We traded above yesterday's high and have now engulfed the entire range there. The financials also getting dumped here today all the way down to the 50-day. I like to say in a market like this, guys, cash is very strong position or is king, right? A lot of uncertainty in where we want to go. Having cash means you can be nimble and you can take a position. I'm not anxious to short a market where the VIX is doing nothing and we're coming into where we've held every time. So I'm willing to see what goes on here. So what could you have traded today? Well, let's start off. Microsoft had a very strong day today. Nice push on the open. We talked about the gap up. Watch it. Took the 8-day and went up a little bit and is still green on the day. I've made one trade today of note. I traded Tesla today. For what it's worth, I have resistance up to the 753 area on the day. I've traded it up into that and got out, and it barely pushed above it and came back in twice here, and then now it's on the lows. So that reversed. So we'll see what Tesla wants to do going forward. But that gave a trade today. There was flow on that early. Affirm. Affirm was tough to get fills on, but today gave a nice trade to the 150, just shy of 115. It went to 115.75 area, 114.75, which was yesterday's high, and it reversed hard there. We called that out in the room, said that's your next spot. Watch it there. Look at this reversal on it. That gave a trade. Las Vegas Sands today is seeing a lot of flow into it today. Next week's 37 calls is trying to bounce after this big bounce down. Apple, Apple notoriously, these events, these iPhone events are sell the news. And this one turned into just another one. So now you have a breach of the 50-day on Apple. You look down into this 144 area now, 50 area to see if it holds. But Apple flashing some weakness and some warning signs. We want a divergence. The SMH has made an all-time high today, the semis. So, very, very weird market we have going on here. So for me, best place to be right now is cash. I'll reassess tomorrow. We'll see what we're doing. Again, don't overtrade in a market like this. Let it tell you where it wants to go. And for me, the market's saying we find out hopefully tomorrow whether we're going to get a nice trend up day as we reverse and coming down, or they're going to dump us and finally give us some selling in this market. So I wish you all well. Everybody have a good one. I'll catch people in the room live tomorrow morning.